left. We're on our way.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Coming out.
The jolly man known as St. Nicholas landed at University Medical Center to bring some holiday cheer.
Oh! Merry Christmas!
Santa came to town before his quick trip around the world tonight to visit cancer patients and their families who are spending Christmas going through tough times.
The fire department brought me here today.
Why don't you tell us a story about...
So the reindeers are resting, the elves are busy working. They've been busy making all kinds of stuff for you.
Even so, Santa brought some of the elves' early work, including puppies as presents.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Father Christmas then took some time to visit those who were too sick to leave their rooms.
Oh, oh, oh! Well, you know what? I got to party some presents early today, all right?
Oh, cool. It's a watch.
It's really brightened this morning. It was very nice.
From the young
What do you think? You want to open this one? Yeah. You want to open it? You want Santa to open it? Okay.
to the young at heart, Santa's visit certainly warmed many hearts here, making for a merrier Christmas than many were expecting.
This is not the end of the line for this antique rail car. A zoo of talking toys greet customers at Jimmy's Diner, the joint inside this old Southern Pacific dining car.
He's been driving by, and keeps going, I've got to stop there.
It's Lynn and Jim Miller's first visit.
No, how you doing, Biggin?
Pretty good.
Good.
Owner Jimmy Veck refinished the dining car himself, decorating the walls with relics from the railroad.
Building this was more fun than sex. Sex, 30 seconds, you're done, but this is forever.
For 13 years, Jimmy and his employees have been frying eggs in the dining car's tiny kitchen.
Bacon and eggs with beans, potatoes, toast, and salsa will cost you $3.35. The prices on this menu haven't changed in 6 years, and Jimmy says they're not going up anytime soon.
I can't figure the computer out in the cash register. Can I use that as an excuse?
The prices aren't the only reason why customers keep coming back.
What keeps people coming back?
To abuse. Right, Jimmy? We have no strangers here, and if you're a sensitive individual, you best not come.
like it was back on Long Island.
Yeah, it was.
Lynn and Jim say they're going to be regulars because they like Jimmy,
Oh, my son.
his cooking, and the atmosphere. And don't mind the sign on the door.
Shut the damn door.
For Daybreak, Julia Ty, TV4 Eyewitness News.
I do anything I can to be involved in film because film is fun. There are 30,000 printed up schedules which have to be distributed all over the city, and a lot of them have been hiked around. I load up stacks and stacks and go trudging through the streets, and we're having over 150 films from very short to feature-length film. And, I've done that for 5 days, all day, putting out thousands of schedules.
Hi, doggy. What's up, guys? How you doing?
It's a way to get them to the people.
Hey, Mike. What's up?
But there's a bigger variety here, a lot of experimental film, and they're fun to work on, and they're fun to watch. You get a shot once a year at the Arizona International Film Festival to go see films that you are not likely to see otherwise. All told, there are thousands of hours put into the organization. There's a lot of sweat and anxiety and aggravation, frustration, but actually things get done, and we're proud of the results. By the end of the film festival, everyone is happy.
How you doing?
The letter showed up on my desk last week. In short, it stated there was this baseball, and on it were some signatures of the New York Yankees. As it turned out, it was like saying, I have this necklace. It came from the Titanic. Do you think it's worth something? This ball has been in the possession of an Arizona woman for some 30 years. For security purposes, we'll just call her Nellie. This ball was wrapped up in a plastic sandwich bag, and I wasn't prepared for what I was about to see. It's the roster of the 1961 New York Yankees, one of the greatest teams of all time. There's Roger Maris, Larry Yogi Berra, Ed Whitey Ford, and Mickey Mantle's original signature before he started adding those big looping M's. So what's the story behind this ball? Nellie says,
that I have this friend, his name's John, and he got this baseball and he was showing it to me, and I said, I'm a big Yankee fan, why don't you give me the ball? And he said, okay, here. He gave me the ball, and I've had it since, with no idea what I was going to do with the ball until recently.
American leaguer Mickey Mantle belted a 3-run home run right into the trees.
Nellie became a Yankees fan back in the late 50s and 60s, like a lot of this country, through TV. While working in a grade school cafeteria, she and her co-workers started drawing up pools, and she was hooked. In 1961, as an entire nation watched, Roger Maris went after Babe Ruth's single-season record of 60 home runs. Nellie was in front of her TV set.
All I can tell you is that I kept saying, you can do it. I know you can do it. Come on. And he did.
Waiting to see if Maris is going to hit number 61. Here's the windup. Fastball hit deep to right. This could be it. Way back there.
It was exciting. And my boy said, Mom, it's just a ball game. See? But it was the Yankees. It wasn't just a ball game.
Now, after all these years, Nellie says the ball is up for sale.
My income is very little, so I decided that I need this money to buy me a little transportation and go see my friends and family in Coolidge and go to the grocery store. I thought, what am I doing with this ball? If I can get some use out of it in my later years and enjoy my life a little bit more. I have not had a vacation for at least 7 or 8 years, and I want to take a trip.
Initial estimates on just 7 signatures have placed a value on this ball at about $5,500. That's on 7 autographs. This 68-year-old Yankee fan had a hunch that someday this ball might be worth something.
3 times he was voted the league's most valuable player. The Yankees won 12 pennants in his first 14 seasons.
And I always had a feeling of the impact, knowing the Yankees and knowing they were getting old and dying, that this ball could have some value at some time in my life.
Mickey Charles Mantle played for the New York Yankees from 1951 to 19...
They know this desert like the back of their hands.
Something just doesn't look right.
They see signs where others see nothing.
I think these guys are packing.
They call themselves the Shadow Wolves. Brian Nez and Gary Ortega are U.S. Customs Patrol officers.
I started my training when I was a young guy.
Nez is a Navajo. His grandfather taught him how to track animals and later people. Now he's using those skills to catch drug smugglers.
There's no mystic thing to it. It's just a natural way of things that come in to help you.
On this day, Nez and Ortega, a member of the Ta'ana'atam tribe, drive along a fence line cutting for sign. Sometimes the signs are rather obvious.
There's some people that you'll see just a little spot right about 15 yards ahead of us, 10, 15 yards ahead of us. You'll see a little spot there, just kind of covers the tire marks.
But often the signs of smugglers are things most people wouldn't see.
We think these guys are narcotic smugglers because the way they're digging in when they're kicking off, this is kind of semi-hard here, hard surface. So he's digging in hard here, and he's kicking off with his toe.
Nez and Ortega have found indications of smugglers who carry drugs into this country on their backs.
As you follow the sign, you're compiling the evidence.
Here, that evidence is all around, if you know what to look for. It's in the thicket.
So when you're stepping, you're actually pushing the grass forward.
And in the bushes and trees.
You can tell they went through this tree and the greasewood here because of the fresh break. And here's another fresh break right here.
But having a keen eye isn't the only key to success here in the desert. The shadow wolves use all their senses when they're trying to catch their prey. They've even caught the trail of some smugglers by just the smell of a lit cigarette.
As you get closer, you sometimes start to smell the marijuana, the dope in the thicket. Or if you smell a cigarette, you know there's somebody up ahead of you. It's that gratifying moment when you catch them in the act. You know, you got the dope with them, and I live it. All the other officers live it. I'm very proud. I'm very proud of what I'm doing, and for each Caesars that we make out here, it's very satisfying to me knowing that it's not going to go beyond us.
And because of their hard work, oftentimes the drugs don't make it beyond the shadow wolves. On the Ta'ana Atam Reservation, April Brown, TV4 Eyewitness News.
September 17, 1984, Vicki Lynn Hoskinson becomes a household name Tucson will never forget.
Bike was lying there in the middle of the road.
The pink bike Vicki got for Christmas found abandoned. She never made it home from mailing a postcard. It was supposed to be Vicki Lynn's first outing alone. It turned out to be her last. Her big sister, Stephanie, still can't believe it.
Sometimes I think I'm just going to wake up from a bad dream. You know,
we spoke with Stephanie by Skype since she lives in Montana. She says she has vivid memories of Vicki, a lot of laughs, lots of playing.
Barbies, dolls, riding our bikes around our neighborhood with our friends.
But that all ended when Frank Jarvis Atwood, an already convicted child molester on parole, made his way from California to Tucson. He drove his car right into the path of Vicki Lynn, a third grader known for her spunky sweetness. Gone.
She had that personality and those eyes that would just look at you and melt your heart. But you know, it's hard to imagine after all these years what she would be doing now.
29 years after her death, more legal filings and a new hearing for Frank Atwood. Atwood still proclaims his innocence and says at his sentencing he didn't get effective counsel. He says his attorney should have told the jury that he suffered from post-traumatic stress, multiple sexual assaults as a child, and years of drug abuse. The Attorney General's office argued that that would have opened a can of worms for Atwood.
Had they brought that up, there would have been evidence to show that you weren't in compliance and you weren't remorseful and things like that, and that it would have prejudiced against you. What do you say about that?
I don't know if a life sentence would be the best thing, but I think that's precisely what a jury should determine.
Atwood says, in fact, he still suffers from PTSD and anxiety. The 57-year-old says his traumas continued inside the prison walls.
One person on one occasion darted me in the forehead with some piece of metal, and then about 10 days later he was able to again stick a pencil attached to something outside through the bars and hit me in the shoulder. And then there's been like a number of times that I've had water thrown on me, hot water.
As Atwood argues his case to live, Vicki Lynn's family hopes you'll paint Tucson yellow. Yellow ribbons on your cars and mailboxes for the girl who would have been 37 years old this year.
We need to know that they're behind us, that they want to see justice for Vicki just as much as we do. I want people to share stories. I want people to remember her. I don't want people to forget Vicki Lynn.